Good evening, everyone. We want to welcome you all to another episode of the Black Market Podcast presented by Hack the Markets. I am one of your co hosts, AC, also known as the Market Oracle.
Raheem the Dream is here, man. We back at it again. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. So,
Mm,
hey,
mm.
market is definitely it's definitely showing signs of life now. I can say that. I don't know what else we can call it, but it's definitely showing signs of life, we can say. It's trying to it's trying to do some things.
Make a decision. It's been trying to make some kind of decision.
That's what it seems like it's trying to do. So I was looking at a couple stocks that I just had on watch list, and they started looking like double bottoms. I actually
Mm,
put out there that I was calling a double bottom on one of these plays a day, and I was telling people probably, I think it was last week and I think the week before that, about fuel cell, especially once it got below $4. I was like, just go ahead and let's scoop this thing up at like $3, whatever. That $3 handle is key. And we saw it rip up above $4 today, and it's staying above $4. I think last time I checked, it was above. I haven't checked on it in a second. That was like earlier this morning. So I'm I'm seeing a bit of a rebound coming. But like I said, it's also for particular stocks too, because
right.
I see one of these things. Like I got a lot of cheap plays that I was looking at. But of course, I got some blue chips and some bigger plays too, the 100, 200, $300 stocks and all that stuff too. But I was looking at Express. Express has gotten to another point where I kind of like it. It's gotten to another support area where it's like, I might mess around with it. I know it's cheap. I know it's not like an expensive stock. It's not anything that, you're gonna run this thing all the way up to $30 or anything like that. But I mean, hey, you can still make some money off of it.
It's hanging in there. And
Yeah.
you was talking about, just few that just turned around. I have a few on my list that I've been talking about here for, the past couple of weeks. And, main one being PayPal, I've been
Yeah.
talking about. And this thing pretty much almost broke all the way down. But today, along with everything else, that matters. Yeah, I mean, it's literally gave us straight counter.
And you remember we was talking about PayPal for a minute. We was talking about it for a second just because it was we was calling it that it was going to continue to come down, and it came down for a second, and I guess I haven't really looked at it since then, just because like I knew that we had some time for this thing to kind of head in the wrong direction, which was downward.
Right.
Now, if you was short, this was the perfect time to be short because we had been called it probably a couple months ago that you wanted to go ahead and be short this. So
Right. But hey, that thing giving that good momentum.
yeah, exactly. It's
That
definitely
thing.
giving some good momentum.
We'll
A
see
lot
how.
of these things are giving good momentum. And see, the thing
Uh,
is, what I was talking about previously, I think that was an episode me and Jerome was on. It was the fact that when we look at like this move that's happening, what was going on is we was looking at a possible rebound, which is what's happening. But what we didn't like was, number one, of course, we know that the rates are going up. So with the rates going up, we know that that's going to hurt the growth stocks. The growth stocks are the stocks that are the heaviest weight on the indexes. So with that being said, we were looking for everything to start kind of getting slumped down, especially with the Fed being a little bit more aggressive, saying the 4 rate hikes instead of the 3. So now it's like, um it really puts it into a different perspective now, because now, yeah, we're seeing that move to the upside, but I'm not thinking that we're going to see it break higher than the previous high that we just seen. And I think the previous high that we just made was lower than the previous high before that. So I think
yeah,
we hit like an
I mean, we
all-time
like
high. We
literally
came
breaking down.
down.
We've been breaking down.
Yeah, we moved back up, but we didn't get as high as before. We moved up though. We came
Right.
down and we actually broke a little bit lower than where we were before, and now we came up. And I think this is that move up. So now it's, do we break this, this second
Break that
point? Do we
level.
get above that? Or
Right.
do we roll back over and start seeing more downward action? So that's the thing, and that's the cautiousness that I'm telling people to be aware of now in the market, because this run out could very well be until April. It could be a run out that kind of goes out, and then it turns out to be, something that turns around after April. May is the time that it just kind of like tanks out or something. I don't know. It could hang around until about May. We don't know.
Gentlemen, gentlemen,
What's up, man?
ahem. Now, y'all know what time it is when I break out the red road, aka the money road. First of all, let me introduce myself, Market Prodigy. Yes, this is a Cuban cigar. Y'all know about that
Oh, you
Cohiba.
going to jail,
He
man. Don't
put
let
more hair
Biden
on
see that,
here.
man. Don't let Regeneron Joe see that, man.
This is that real. This the real deal right here. You know, life in the market as an investor, you can afford the finer things in life.
All right. That right.
I
Preach to him. Preach
I
to him.
also wanna toot my own horn here and say at least 2 weeks ago, you know about it. We talked about it.
Yeah.
A stock by the name of Snap. Oh boy, that thing paid my bills. You feel me?
All
There we
right.
go.
All
Today
right.
was a good day, as Ice Cube said it best.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
Hey, that snap. I know that snap paid that.
Hey, it's still paying out, and it ain't even got started yet, man.
What me and AC was just talking about is that this could be a potential, beginning of a little small trend to another direction for a little while.
It ain't gonna be small.
Mm,
It ain't gonna be small.
mm.
Yeah, this the prodigy right here talk. I've been I've been tracking this bad boy,
So you
There
shooting
we
for a
go.
new high.
man. I'm telling you, I've been tracking this thing for weeks, timing my positions on it.
It has
Woo.
been. We were just saying we've been having some. I know I personally had some picks that's literally sat there. I could have made money by just doing some spreads on
Can I show my screen real quick?
So of course,
Just
the best thing to do, when the market is dead, of course you can sell volatility. You can
oh
use
yeah.
some options and sell volatility all day.
Hey, that's what I did. Hey, I went both ways yesterday. I did a little insurance for myself. So I wasn't
Okay.
sure what was gonna happen. So I went and shorted. I bought 10 put contracts on Halliburton. That bad boy
Halliburton.
started
Oh man, you
Hallelujah.
talking about you shorting energy?
Halliburton.
Ha- Halliburton is energy, right?
Nah, those are like the defense contracts.
What
Hmm.
is Halliburton? Defense.
They do like defense stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but I saw them up on the daily. They oversold or whatever, even on the 4 hour and on the daily. So I was looking at that last week. I started looking at something to short last week when right before Mr. Jerome Powell got on with the little Fed stuff or whatever. I just knew at 2:30, I just knew everything was gonna plunge and I was gonna be ready. I said, so let me get a little insurance policy. So, I already had Snap and everything going up, but just in
Right.
case, I chose something that I knew was getting ready to fall anyway. And if it did, it was just gonna accelerate it. But I like the position so much that I just stayed in it. I bought them last week with like a $30.50 strike going down. Um, and then I closed it and opened it back up, and I bought 10 contracts with a $31 position. So I closed in the money today, and it's still going down.
Okay.
So Yeah, that bad boy gonna be moving.
Hey, this is prime time because it's been a lot of companies that have taken off, and some that we've mentioned that still have been stagnant during these times,
Uh-huh.
and they are really low price. They're at a very low price discounted rate right now, but we know for sure that these companies are long term companies. For example, everybody's favorite trading app, Robinhood,
Robin Hood.
sitting at $14 right now. Do y'all think these guys finna fail out? No.
Oh,
They
that's what
just
I'm saying. Like, use some common sense with this. Like, a lot of companies, and then you gotta remember too, what's about to come up right now. Earning season. You
Yeah,
man,
we in earnest
they
season
holding
right
this
now,
up.
as a matter of fact. That's what I was about
yeah.
to bring up. You beat me to it.
That's what I believe they was holding this stuff down until Q1 earnings, and that was what was gonna start shaking everything up. Last week we
Mhm.
started 2 weeks ago, we started with Netflix, and then we saw what happened with Tesla or whatever. Now you getting the Amazons and all this other stuff. All these that volatility, everything is going around. Like people don't know which way to turn between they're talking about the rate hikes, they're talking about inflation,
Mhm.
the yield curve and everything. And then you have the earnings too on top of it. I mean, it's almost like a 50-50. But then you have to turn around and really give yourself like common sense and look at, okay,
Mhm.
forget about the articles, forget about everything, but look at your technical analysis. You have to take a step back and understand that the week
Well,
that
they
we
don't
went
know.
through,
They don't know that, Jerome. That's what they need us for,
I'm
man.
telling you, man, last
Hey,
week was one of the worst weeks in the NASDAQ in 8 years. 8 years. If
Hey,
that ain't no,
look,
I
if
know
that
one
ain't a
thing,
dip,
though. I know one thing. I'm going out on the limb, and I'm saying that this
woo,
earnings season right here is about to take us down. This earnings season is going to be the beginning of us going to our bear market.
mm,
hey, we ain't too
We
far
topped
from
out.
there.
I mean, like everybody has already adjusted. Everybody's gotten back to normal pretty much. Like if you haven't gotten to if like you either went down because 2020 bankrupt a lot of companies. So it was either you are
yeah,
still around and you survived, or you bankrupt and you ain't not around anymore. No, you got acquired by somebody else or whatever. Whatever the case may be, you're not around anymore. So congratulations to the ones that are still here, and rest in peace to the ones that aren't. So with that being said, I think that they tried to play it safe all last year by revising the numbers down. They beat all the numbers. The numbers really were pretty much average with what they would have done anyway, but the numbers were so revised down. That's why everybody was beating on their projections. Now everybody is revised up, but in a sense they're revising up back to normal numbers, but
right.
it counts as a revision up. So I feel like everybody's just gonna do what they were expected to do, and we're gonna see a lot more casualties like Netflix and Tesla and the rest of these guys because there's nothing else here.
I hear you, but you gonna see a run for uh at least another week before it turns down.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying that my predictions are gonna be like right now. I'm not gonna say that my predictions are like they're gonna happen today or anything like that. I'm talking more on a macro scale. I know you guys were looking at that technical analysis, but I did want to just bring in a little bit of fundamentals in too, just
Oh yeah.
because they do dominate this landscape as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And you can see here on this 4 hour, you see this channel that it was in, and this is the Nasdaq.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I drew this channel weeks ago, and I actually was timing. That's how I was making money last week. I was timing my moves to the upside and to the downside as it was bouncing off of these channels. And what you saw today was it breaking out of that channel. I already had knew that it had hit its bottom already based on my indicators, because you can go a year out here and you can see where we are way down. That's just it's the lowest that it's been in the year. Then I talked about look at 2 years. Look at this dip right here. We can even go out to 3 years. Last time we saw a dip like this, I mean, I can close my eyes and open them and immediately come right here. This was COVID. This is the last time that we had a dip, but when it came down to this level right here, it jumped back up, and I knew the same thing was going to be happening here. That's when I started taking my heavy positions in like Snap and Matter and some of the other Pack B. I knew a lot of the tech companies were gonna shoot up once the Nasdaq shot up, and actually right now, and I'm just now
See, I got a
looking at this
different
on my
out view.
daily chart. I see my 200-day moving average. That's what that stretch was today. That 200-day moving
It's
average going
short.
to 363. It's you gonna see a pullback, slight pullback tomorrow. So I would advise you if you're looking at this, go ahead and take your take your winnings or your earnings or whatever, and then there will be a dip opportunity or whatever. It's going to be quick because if you go
And
down
see,
to the
so
4 hour,
keep that chart up. Keep that chart up again. Go back to that same chart, Jerome, because I do want to see something. So what I see on this chart is a double top that is now in a downward trend. That's what I see. I don't really think that we're
It's
about to
going up.
recover
You're
from
looking at
this.
this as a retracement.
So this is what I'm looking at. So you see these coming from the right of the chart and going towards the left. You see those two purple arrows that are up there. Those right there are the double tops. We had the first top, it hits an all-time high, pulls back. We have that second run to the upside. It doesn't get as high as that first point. This is what I was just talking about. We broke
Look behind.
down and it
well, we
went up. It
we
tried.
saying the
It
same
didn't. It
thing,
couldn't
man.
go up. It broke down again, and it got a little bit lower than that point before it went up. That second blue, that purple line that we were just talking about, before it made that move to the upside right there. So me personally, I'm more bearish on this. Like I'm
Look,
not really
we
seeing too
saying the
much
same
bull
thing.
stuff. Yeah.
Listen to what I just said.
No, no, no. I
This
ain't saying.
this
I'm
is
not saying
200
that you
day,
said that we was gonna
right?
be up. I'm just saying that I'm really bearish on this just by looking at that. I just wanted to point
Right.
that double
And
top
I'm
out.
telling you that looking at this, you got your 200-day moving average. Now,
Yeah.
what's gonna have to happen before it really goes up is this 20-day, this 20-day moving average needs to come down below this, and usually your 50. Oh goodness. Well, it this one's real close. Usually, what happens is the 20 comes below the 50 and keeps going up, but it's rare that this 20 right here, when you get to 20 crossing below the 200, you're gonna have a steep downward move, like what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't even looking at your stuff right there. I'm just looking at the price action, and I'm looking at what it did in the past. But yeah, looking at that, I didn't know that that was the 20 and the 50. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. If
And
that's the
and
20
and
and the
that's why I
50,
say,
that acceleration, like that gap between them is getting extremely fast. Like that is a lot of momentum to the downside.
and that's why I say right now, even when I switched over to the 4 hour chart, I'm looking at it where that's why I say I think it's gonna go to 373. Right now, it's at about 363 because I got my 20 and my 50. My 20 is gonna eclipse my 50, go up and kiss this 200-day moving average and shoot down. I think it's gonna go to 273 and head south. And same way when I look at it here, it's gonna shoot up a little bit, but then it's gonna this 20-day is gonna cross below that 200, and then once 20 crosses below the 200, the 50 is gonna do it too. Yeah, this right here is gonna mess up a lot of people because they're gonna be thinking that hey, this is finally it is gonna surge, but not for long.
I'm
Man,
also looking at the volume. I mean, like the volume on today, like that breakout was weak. That was a fake breakout.
mm,
Yeah, you
that
saw more of
volume,
a
I mean,
volume
volume,
spike
it's a lot of data points that I'm looking at on the
actually
screen that's telling me that
actually
this thing going to the downside.
not much momentum pushing it up there.
Mm-mm. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot of things that's making me weary, especially when you see that huge volume spike come in when we hit that downtrend. I
Y'all know
mean,
we
like,
got
come on now.
y'all know we got coming up Friday, right?
What was that?
We
NFP.
got the I was about to say non-farm payroll.
Uh-oh.
And hey,
Hey,
that thing, you look at back on history on that, you're gonna get some extreme
Yeah,
moves.
it's gonna be a move. It's gonna be a move to the downside because you got earning season coupled with that. I'm telling you.
I told you, I say it's got $10 more in it, and then it's gonna head down. That's why my insurance pick. You see this? Not that one. That's what I had going up. This one right here is Halliburton.
Okay, Halliburton. Okay.
Oh boy, you see that bad boy
Hey,
up at the
see
top
what we
top.
got going.
Yeah, I closed in the money on this one.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, boy, that entry on Snap was crazy. I got in that bad boy 28.75. It's at 32, and
Oh, nice.
I I loaded up on it.
Nice.
And it still look like it's oversold almost.
Oh yeah, it still got a $5 market maker move on it, man. Yeah, hey, earnings is in on the third or the fourth. That's all
Okay.
I want to do is get in before earnings,
Run
and
that
then it's
little
on
initial
one.
move and then get out. I got you.
Look what I got in on this matter, man. Where the green line is right here. This thing was at like 30 something dollars, $37.
Okay.
Hmm.
Not too long ago.
Hey,
I
but
see
see, hey, you
my
know what
camera
you
down
doing?
here.
You just highlighting these areas that we know got room for a lot of growth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Going back to the main thing we really key in on with Biden and his infrastructure bill is the EV. You got the EVs, recouping, and then you also got your fintechs recouping.
Mhm.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
along with your boys that you got the industrials over there, whatever.
I mean, it's it's two more than one way to skin a cat. You know, the market or whatever. Like either it's three ways that it can go. Either it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, or it's gonna move sideways. But if you learn how to trade in each one of those situations, you're gonna be profitable no matter what. You just got to be able to identify what the current market conditions are and just trade accordingly.
Yeah.
Don't fight it. Boy,
Definitely don't
you
do
know,
that.
I read something in a book this past weekend. It was like a 80-20 rule where it said that 80% of the market volume, 80% is investors. Only 20% of it is retail traders like me and you. 80%. Those are the big boys. And it talks about the waves that they create. And we just make money as retail traders and investors off of those little waves that they create or whatever. So
Mhm.
you think that you can fight it and make it? No, no, no. You do not have enough capital to fight the
Nah,
market.
you
You
don't.
make you gonna make for a
Right
stressful
away.
situation.
And one
Valentine's
thing,
Day coming up. You need that money in your pocket.
yeah. One thing that I don't like about the industrials now though is the fact that we still have this COVID stuff kind of going on and we still got these supply chain issues.
Right.
So I think that the demand is there. That's the good thing. Yes, that's the
Yeah.
plus. But the bad thing is they can't get it to you. So
Right.
does it really matter?
That is
Because
a
they can't really maximize on the profits because they can't get anything out. So yeah, you got high demand, but you can't capitalize on it. So is that good
Did
or
you read
bad?
about who is that? A chip maker? Somebody announced. I think it was Intel. Intel announced that they were opening up some factories in Detroit. Um
Okay, so they opening up more because they already had plans for Arizona. They had already
Yeah, they're
broken
opening
ground in
up
Arizona.
more and they're talking about how they want to increase or quadruple their chip production and they want to do it in-house, and it's going to be something where you're going to have some kind of incentive to buy like stuff that's chips that are here, of course we know the king right now is TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor,
Yeah,
but
Mhm.
I think that's going to be good for them. they've got these things in the works right now, but I mean, I saw Intel on my clearance list last week. So yeah, they're putting some things in place, but you're not gonna. You may be a year away before you see that thing start really climbing up and reaping the
Yeah.
benefits of that.
Intel got some more room to fall to the downside, I believe. I haven't checked in on it, but they aren't winning any races. They aren't winning any market share, anything like that right now. They're actually losing in that market share race. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that Intel is the best play if you want to mess with the semiconductors right now.
Mhm.
You got too
You
many
just
other
have to
players you can mess with.
look at like the
Nvidia,
supply
AMD.
chain with all that stuff
Right.
because I mean, you might have like you got to look at a whole EV or whatever where yeah, you got the infrastructure bill and everything coming, and yes, that normally would sound the alarm and say, "Okay, EV, it's a go." But wait, we still got a chip shortage. You can't put out a car
Mhm.
without the chip. That's the brains of the operation. So
That's
you
fact.
getting little pieces of it, but you don't have a full product yet. That's why we're hearing all this news about like when I saw Neo before when they put out their results or whatever and said they had a great quarter last year for December or whatever, and you got the infrastructure bill, and you would think that hey, that'll be the green light. Everything is going up and we talked about last week with Luminar putting that lidar stuff into Mercedes Benz. Did
Right.
that stuff really jump up? No, it jumped up for one day off of the news and kept going down because the market still we're in inflation right now.
It's still lacking some
Yeah,
things, some major components. Yeah.
Plus, I
but
mean,
then
like a lot of people not spending all that money because of, like you just said, inflation. Like,
yeah, I mean, have you? Oh my God, they offered me a whole bunch of money for my truck. They sent me something in the mail, and it's like the Kelly Blue Book value or whatever, and this thing was like 10% above the Blue Book value. And at first, I was thinking about it's like, wait, dummy, if you sell your truck and
That's
then
it.
call yourself go get another truck, that money that you saved, you finna lose it right back
yeah,
because
because
I mean, you go
they
inside.
marked up everything else out there.
First off, you're not gonna be able to find a brand new vehicle. They're gonna be selling you like a 2021 or a 2020,
It's
and the
over
price
with.
gonna be jacked up. That's
Over
why they
with.
want my car so much. It's crazy. Like I want a new car right now, but I ain't stupid enough to pull the trigger and go get one right now. Cause I mean, you're gonna be paying outrageous prices for it. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Hey, I got another semiconductor I talked about later on, a little while back called Marvel Technology.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that Marvel.
man,
Yeah,
that thing was volatile last year. Oh my god.
I made some money off Marvel.
It's getting right
Yeah.
for us. It's getting right for us now. Hopefully, it can run with to see what the semiconductor run is. See what's going to happen with it.
Ooh,
Man,
I see that hammer that it made. Oh my gosh, I like it.
it's gonna be.
But it was just I love looking at today, like the tech stocks. I know it's not gonna be a huge rebound. That's why I'm trying to load up on this. And I know it's gonna run up for just a little bit more and go back down. That's why I'm loading up more than usual. But that NASDAQ today, I hadn't seen those stocks be up like that in like over a year. I mean, I'm seeing like 8%, 10%, 14%. Like they were waiting on that surge. I know it's short lived, but they're right for the pick. Just like AC, you talked about certain stocks like FT. I mean, even like it sounds the same, but it's different. But it still has the explosive capability, like BT. That thing is like $3 right now, 3.95. And I know just a few months ago that thing went up to like what 18, $20. It has that. It's like a low float stock or whatever, and it's very explosive. And you got to think about it. These are low risk moves. Like if you know the value of a stock,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much more is it gonna go down if it's priced at $3 right now? But you know it's not a company that's about to go away and get sold off.
What you
It
talking
might
about?
just sit
Talking
there.
about ride?
What you say?
I see you talking about ride.
Hey, I
Hey,
hadn't
Ride
looked at
might get
Ride in
sold
so
off. They
long.
ain't been around long enough.
Hey,
They
listen,
just
they
came on
did.
the scene and they can't even get on the scene good.
That joke.
Ride
So nah, I
is
wouldn't
at
put my money on Ride, man. Screw
Ride
that
is
one.
at hey Ride is at 3. I wouldn't put my money
Ride
on
was a
Ride
good
just
ride.
because of that CEO. That time I saw him on CNBC
Shit,
with
man.
all that equipment on.
Ride was a good ride. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Hey, the wheels fell off.
It did it time.
They
He
rode
got
that bad boy to the wheels fell
did
off.
he did he get fired or did he resign
I think he
after
resigned.
that? This guy had on his full PPE during the
Dude had
interview
on
on which
carbon fiber though. He had on
you
stuff
could
that you
tell it
know
was
that you
staged.
not about to wear inside of a
He was
plane.
trying
He
to
had
act
on
like
like
he
the
was
display stuff.
working hard. And
Hey,
we
my
know ain't
man looked
nothing
like he
coming off the
went
line.
to he looked like he had on like the Oregon Ducks. You know how they have on all them fire uniforms and stuff, man. He looked like he had on something like that, man. He like straight out of Nike.
This man was souped up.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, he had the company logo all everywhere and stuff,
I'm
man. You would
saying
have
like
thought he had designer
nothing is
on,
coming
man.
off the line. They don't have any orders coming.
Hey,
No orders
no
coming in.
movement going on behind him. Nothing going on behind him. You
Man,
don't
just
see not a
dressed up.
worker walk behind him. You don't see not a car floating in the air. You don't see not a wheel rolling on the ground. Nothing.
Even if I didn't know that much about the market, I would have looked at that and I would have been like, man, you trying too hard to sell something. Like this is obviously a hoax.
Hey,
Like
my man didn't even have no
Listen, man,
earplugs
I went
on,
back
and
to the
you
same
inside
bag.
of a
I got pulled
manufacturing
up.
plant. Come on now, how you inside a manufacturing plant and ain't got no earplugs on, man?
I got to
And
pull that
doing
man
a
up.
full blown interview.
man.
I
And
missed
then they
that.
come out like the next day talking about how they fabricated the numbers or whatever, how they didn't have any orders, no real orders coming in. I'm like, oh my God. I
I'm
laughed for
telling
like
you,
two
man.
weeks.
That's a hoax. That's one of the biggest hoax. Along with
Definitely.
what Nicola,
Oh
Hey,
man, that
Nicola
dude right there
actually,
was crazy, man. Like that dude was just a big scam artist.
That's what
That
Nicola
I
was
heard.
the
actually,
craziest.
it had a little bounce back toward the end of December. I thought it was gonna go up. It went from like $9 to $12, which is big movement for that one because it hadn't moved in a long time. I remember when Nicola and Workforce were taking my money 2 years ago.
About to say workhorse. What
Workhorse, man. Ooh,
man? What the
workhorse,
workhorse
man.
been up to?
It
They
has been
Oh,
working to lose your money.
Workforce.
$3.
What'd you see? What'd you see?
The workhorse is at $3.39.
That's what I'm
Three
saying. Like,
thirty
don't.
nine. Hey, Oshkosh put the doo to him, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what
they
you ain't
they
heard
Mike
nothing from
Tyson
them since
punched him.
Oshkosh came in.
Wow.
Hey, they knocked him out, man, because nobody was talking about Oshkosh. Everybody was talking about the contract and workhorse, the contract for the postal services and workhorse. That's
Right.
all you kept
Hey,
hearing about. Next thing you know, Oshkosh. I'm sitting here like Oshkosh. You talking about the people that make like kids clothes? Like that's what I'm thinking about. And they like, no, it's a different Oshkosh. I'm like,
yeah,
man, like what are you
they do
talking
like the
about? How do you
defense
lose to the
contracts or
children's
whatever. I
clothing
found out
company, man?
like Palantir, but I thought it was the children's clothes Oshkosh at first. I was like, what?
That didn't make no
Man,
sense to me.
Hey,
Oshkosh, but gosh.
they took it over.
but we knew something. We knew Workhorse was gonna get tripped up. You remember that video we watched where it was dropping off
Oh yeah.
packages with the little drone or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
That
People
was
was
pretty
gonna be
bad.
stealing drones and all that, stealing your packages off the drone. All you had to do is just
That
throw a rock.
target practice.
Yeah. You throw a rock, man, and boom, you got whatever you want.
You're gonna see folks throwing bricks at that.
I'm telling you.
hey, wow. Man, it had a run though, man. I remember that her run like yesterday. I remember the sale like yesterday.
But listen to what we just said. All these different stocks. We just talked about Workhorse. We just talked about Nicola. We talked about Ride, BT. What was the number that we were seeing for a lot of those stocks? Around the $3 range. They're depressed, way down. But are they really gonna go
Great
below that
depression,
amount?
boy.
Huh?
I said
Oh
great
yeah.
depression.
But eventually, I mean, some of those, like I wouldn't, because of what we know on Ride, I would not be investing in that because I don't think
Right.
that it's going to
I
move
wouldn't
forward
invest in
as
none
a
of that stuff we
company.
just talked about.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
That ain't the best stocks now. Yeah, they ain't the best now.
Well, I
Like
mean, like
this.
that, but the FT and the BT, I think those those are gonna go. Not ride
Nah,
and not workhorse.
no,
No. I can't. They don't even cost enough for me to short them because they wouldn't
exactly.
move.
You can't even make no money. You can't even make enough money off of them.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious though.
What about y'all skills, man?
It's not time yet.
Yeah,
I've
well,
been
I'm saying,
looking.
that's
I
another one
think
that
people still trying to understand how to monetize that esports stuff. They trying to still see if it's a big following for it. Because of course it's a following for it. It's not like it's nothing. People are showing up to that stuff, but is it really on the same playing field as like the NBA? Or
I
because
mean,
they're trying to say that it's a professional league. So is it on the same level as the NBA or the MLB or
a lot of
NFL?
people that play game, but not a lot of people do it competitively.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
yeah,
those questions need answers.
Yeah.
that thing ran up 11% today, and yet the stock price is only $4.81.
Mm.
Wow.
Kathy Woods, boy, that ARK ETF, boy, she been, hey, she been
Hey,
buying
them
Rummy
ARK
Roo.
investors been getting killed, man. I think they down like 50% or something like over
Yeah.
the small time frame. Like it's
She out there talking about
ridiculous.
buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the
Yeah,
dip.
you buy the dip.
Shit.
When you dip, I
Hey,
dip, we dip.
after she say buy the dip, they cut the camera off and cut it back on. She be down there praying, but please let this be the bottom.
Hey, she come back, she be trying to look all, sophisticated and stuff. You can tell she been sweating and everything. She trying to wipe her face and all that stuff.
I'm like, baby, you got to diversify.
Hey, she said
And he's coming
she
back.
said she only likes the innovative disruptors.
Yeah, I mean
And they
that's how she
disrupting
made
your
her
bank
name.
account.
But you can't be a one trick pony. I was
Hey,
about to say, I hope she's doing all this stuff, but in the background, she buying like Coca-Cola and some other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
But
her stuff transparent, man.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I know it's not the case because she got to report it.
Exactly. Her stuff transparent. So you know if she winning or losing.
Man, they just wow. Them jokers be going ham on them, man. They
Hey,
going
we ain't
ham.
got to that point now though. Y'all got some pictures I want to share with the people.
Hell, I gave y'all mine.
Yeah, I was about to say, shoot, yeah, I gave a couple of 'em myself too.
Yeah, we shared some. We shared a little something today. We shared something today.
We might not need to give them too much more. We had the charts up there too.
Yeah, we gave them a lot, but even the scary thing is all that information that we gave you, you can know that it's a great pick, but there's still levels to it. You don't know
Mhm.
how to size into it. You don't know how much to get. You don't know where the bargain is. You don't know when to get out. You don't know when to see a false move that can occur tomorrow, where you might think that the market's going to tank out tomorrow, and then you cash out, and then it keep running up, or vice versa. Like those things that we know about. Not trading in the first 30 minutes because that's the most volatile. And usually the first move is what, AC?
The wrong move.
The wrong move. So a lot of times, like I had to learn that, oh my God, when you hear that bell, it's like a fight, a boxing ring. You like
Ding
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 ding.
ding. Round
Oh my
one.
God, I want to buy something. I want to buy something. Shit.
Hey, that's
You
what
see that?
I read this thing in this book, and it literally said 80% of traders lose their money in the first 30 minutes of trading.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, cause you gotta understand, it's certain concepts that we already go to. Whenever we see certain things, we know that price is about to do a certain thing. We already try to coach our people on that already. So that's already a proactive thing because we already have this expectation that once we see this, okay, we're expecting this. If it doesn't happen, cool. But if it does, okay, we expected that to happen. Now let's take action. If it doesn't happen like how we expecting, okay, this is an anomaly. Let's go to the
You
one
know
another
what's
one that
crazy
is acting like how we expecting, so we can make
that
some
I
money off of it.
I
That's really
noticed
all
in
it
the
is, just
market.
being proactive.
it's like
But
a
also 30,
multiple
oh,
choice.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Now you
But
go ahead.
that first 30 minutes to an hour is dominated by retail because that's the people that's getting swept up and getting liquidated. It's the
Mhm.
last part of the day where the institutional money come in.
Right. And just to, give another view on that, on the forex market, the banks are the one that's controlling the market. So they come in at the beginning of the
Yep.
day. And that's
Mhm.
when you're gonna see the banks doing the move.
Yep.
So that's just another view on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, it's good to have all those different views so you can see everybody's got an angle. And until you realize what everybody's angle and objective is and understand that, that's when stuff is gonna start to make sense with you. And what I see a lot of times with the market, I see it like a multiple choice test. Multiple choice tests are sometimes the hardest test. Like if it's, let's say it's like a math. So option A is going to be if you were to add 4 plus 2, you get 6. So number A is going to be 6. But then they also take 4 times, like 4 times 2, or divided by 2. Everyone is going to give you an answer. So in the market, I see that they play around with that market maker. They do some wicked stuff. So if you one of those people who have like a favorite indicator, which most of them are lagging, by the way, if you just use like one indicator, even if you are looking at like these moving averages or whatever, oh my God, if you're just looking at just the moving averages or just one indicator, they will wait right when you see two lines about to cross and you think that's your buy signal. They know that you're looking at that. Oh my God, they manipulate that. And soon it'll cross, give you your little signal, and you load up on it because that's your one signal. As soon as you load up on it, boom, it goes down. I sit there and I laugh every day when I see that stuff. That's why I use like 3 or 4 different indicators because a lot of times
Mhm.
you'll see that stuff. Like it's not like you're the only person who has the MACD or the RSI or you're looking at these moving averages. Most people, a lot of people use this stuff, the VWAPs or whatever. They're using it, everybody's using the same tools. So of course, the people who are determining the pricing of this stuff, they're looking at it too.
They want to
It's
know what you trying to do.
oh my gosh, that those shakedown moves, I see them
They
all the
trying to
time,
get in your pockets.
Yeah.
man. I ain't gonna lie, I got shook out. I got shook out of Halliburton this morning. I had a $30.50 strike or
Don't
whatever.
it
I
feel
got
bad
shook
when they
out.
jump up in your pockets, man?
Yeah. And they
Kick
I
know
down
it.
the
had a
door.
Know they
Boom.
gonna
Give me
hey,
that.
hey, but I was a scary investor. I had me a trailing stop on it. I had that bad boy real tight though. I was like, I ain't
Okay.
losing this money. So it stopped me out. I let it. I said, okay, it's still doing what I want to do. It just shook me out. So I
Yeah.
waited. I
leave
waited
it
and got
alone.
back in for a cheaper price.
Ain't nothing
Nothing
wrong with
wrong
waiting.
with it.
But I laughed when they did it. But I was like, boy, that was wicked.
Yeah.
Soon as it knocked me out, that bad boy started going back down.
They
Dang.
know what they're doing now.
That's
But
crazy. Yeah. They
but
definitely like to play a lot of games, and that's why we encourage everybody to head over to hackthemarketstrading.com. Because, I mean, that right there, we could teach you guys exactly what we're talking about. We can show you examples. We can show you how to not get shook. And, you can play a little bit more aggressive defense. You won't get burned as bad as, all these other people are.
I thought you were about
And,
to say get burned as bad as drunk. I said, you dirty.
so, we also practice good risk management. We teach you guys how to do the same. And of course, we got a free version, but of course, that premium version is how you unlock all this other stuff. Um, for sure, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like our pages, like our videos, comment under the videos and all that stuff. Share with your friends and allow us to be able to grow so that we can get this message, I guess, out to everybody else, keep growing organically and keep this money flowing. How we been doing?
Oh,
that right. That right too.
Yes, sir. Y'all got anything y'all want to add before we get up out of here?
I just want to say I might be able to afford some VSOP this weekend.
Oh, buddy.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. What type of VSOP you gonna be getting, man?
And I might be able to upgrade from E and J.
Ooh, that boy say he gonna upgrade with me and Jay. Okay.
Hey, it's levels to it. Levels to it. Hey,
Y'all hilarious,
I
man.
watch our crypto, man. That's all I gotta say. 'Cause we get some good, we get some itch, some move, some stability. We're gonna see what happened, just like we're gonna see what happened with the regular market.
Okay. That's good to hear. I do need to check on my crypto. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'll go ahead and do that once we get off here. All right, well, people, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Hopefully, you guys have made some money by then, and we can help you make some more money.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, guys, we'll see you.